What's up guys, it's me Anthony. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a basics kind of how to set up for the new year migration video. I want to do this video to break down the migration and the collections. I know this can be very daunting. It was very daunting for me when I first started blowing julep. I'm not gonna lie, like I skipped the collections in my first year, but I wanted to make this video so it kind of calm your guys' nerves and all for those bujo babies that this helps you out, because I know I wish I had a video like this when it came to setting up for the very first year. And yeah, I'm going to be using some really basic supplies, not that many supplies, and I hope you guys find it very informative. I worked really hard on it, and yeah, I'm going to stop blabbering and like get right onto this video. Alright, so starting off with this basics beginners 2021 migration setup, we're going to first start off with a key and a cover page. I feel like a key and a cover page are essential, especially the key as a beginner, because you don't know what symbols to use, or you need to be able to easily access those symbols in your daily task list. So I'm going to be doing something really simple, small simple doodles, and I'm going to be using this Tombow twin tone marker, the white gel pen, black paper, and a Muji gel pen, and a fineliner. All the supplies I'm using in this video, compared to all my other setups, that is very simple. And yeah, so I'm just going to be using the black paper for the headers and then doing some designs with the blue Tombow twin tone. So a key is basically where you know all your symbols are, so what represents the task, what represents when it started, completed, migrated, canceled, and scheduled. So I'm going to tell you guys what most of these mean. Started, completed, and canceled are pretty simple. And then scheduled means you either schedule it for a different week or a different month, and you can move it back to your future log, or you can move it back to your weekly log from your daily task list. And then migrate it means you just migrate it to the next day or a different day if you want to. So for the cover page, I just did all the squiggly lines and stuff. These are some pretty simple doodles with stars and dots, and wrote 2021 on the black paper. So moving on to the future log, this is the most essential spread in a migration if I've ever seen one. Future log basically tells you what upcoming events you have and give you space to plan for them before the month starts when you set them up. And a really good beginner tip, when you're pasting in paper, make sure you mark where the paper goes over the crease and cut it with something so that your journal will eventually be able to lay flat. So I'm just adding more of those little doodles. I'm be doing 6 months on one page. You could do more, you can do 12 months, 14, 16, however many months you want to do on one page, or multiple pages. I only did 6 months to show you an example what 6 months at a glance will look like in your future log. So in this future log, I'm going to be including the calendar, and then next to it I'll put the task, the date, or whatever is going on in that month I have future plans for. And this is very important because say someone contacts you about a meeting in February, but it's January, obviously you most likely won't have your February spreads already set up. So therefore you can go back to your future log and say, okay, whatever day the meeting is, mark something with it, and then put down so and so's meeting. Right here I'm writing in the dates, and a very helpful tip is make sure you reference a calendar, especially your first year doing this. Make sure you reference a calendar, and you also want to know what day you want to start it on. I personally start all my calendars on Mondays. You can start it on Sundays, Saturdays, or whatever works best for you. Mondays works the best for me, especially since I'm a student, so I can have the first 5 days of the week prioritized because those are obviously school days. So now I'm writing in my header using the white gel pen. I tried to refrain from using cursive and calligraphy, but I just did monoline cursive. I just kind of played around with the fonts, and I'm just adding more stars to the black paper. Like I said, this is a really simple theme and easy for you to do. So here's how you fill in. There's many different ways to fill them in, but this is how I personally fill in. So whatever day I have an event or task, I color it in using the color for the migration theme, and then next to it I write down the day and what's going on. This is also where you can use your key. As you can see here, when I have on the 31st, submit essay. I put a little bubble there, and I will use my key to signify when it's done, started, completed, or migrated or canceled. So moving on to this next spread, it seems very complicated, but it's very, very simple. This is a grid spacing cheat sheet. I've been doing this ever since Amanda put it in her first video, and this is going to help you find your easily divided section. So 4s, 5, thirds, halves, and the full page would obviously be the entire page. So I was trying to refrain from using too many different colors. I only use one more pen for this spread because it's easier for you to recognize. So I have 4s, thirds, fifths, and halves, and those I find are the most common divisions when it comes to bullet journaling. And when you are setting a spread up, you can refer back to your grid spacing cheat sheet and then find your divisions. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and make sure that it's easily recognizable to you, so you don't spend 15 minutes trying to figure out what each division are, or you can just simply do it with math. But me and math don't like to get along sometimes, so this helps out a lot. So moving on to this next spread, this is a very blank spread because this is so many different ways to fill this out. I have a milestones tracker, and this is simply what it says. You just write down any big things or anything you're really happy about right here, and then I just do like cursive or like a doodle, and then I write down what day it happened. So like getting accepted into high school or hitting 300 subscribers, all those kind of fun milestones in your life, and being able to keep track of those is really fun on this spread. Now moving on to the next one, we have a wish list and a goals tracker. So wish list is essentially just being able to see what you want and need, and I put it right next to the goals because you're able to see what you need based off your goals for the year. So I just split the page in half using that grid spacing cheat sheet, and I'm going to write in the blue blobs and you're going to put in a dot for if you buy it, the item name, and then how much it costs. I'll show you guys how to fill it in once I get done setting this spread up. So moving on to the goals tracker, this is pretty simple. Try to limit to yourself at least 3. Don't try to go overboard when it comes to goals. That's why you should always not leave yourself an entire page for goals and split it up into sections. So I have 3 goals here, and in that big area you're going to put the goal, and then in the right side to it you're going to put the task. So with the wish list, pretty simple, like I said, the dot, and I just crossed it off when I bought the item. And then goals, I wrote goal number 1, and then I write task number 1, task number 2, and I use that same key to signify a task started, completed, canceled, scheduled, or migrated to a different month maybe. And then something you can do for fun is write a deadline. I recommend writing a deadline for goals, but you don't have to. Now moving on, this is not essential, but a very great spread to have, especially when you're a beginner and you're getting a lot of inspiration from a lot of different people. It is a brain dump. A brain dump is where you can just spew out your thoughts. No needed organization, no nothing. I split this one up into categories. Personally, it helps me generate more ideas when I have them in categories instead of just looking at a blank page sometimes. So I have school, personal, other. Of course, this video is catered to students. My entire channel is low-key catered to students a little bit. So I'm just writing in the brain dump header, and like I said, it's really, really simple. Anytime you have an idea and you have it categorized, just put wherever the idea goes in that categorization, or just write it over the page if you don't have any categories. So this last and final spread in this video is the monthly review. And monthly review, like I said, it could be literally filled in so many different ways. You can have it where you just rate it out of 5 stars. You can have it where you just jot down what happens in that month. Or what I do is split into different sections and write down, my favorite memory, a lesson I learned, and future goals I have for the next month. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. And I recommend as a beginner, you look at different setups from different people and different styles. And I have a lot of migration videos, and there's a lot of migration videos out there. So I really recommend you go check those out. But yeah, that is it for this basics 2021 setup. And here's the final flip through. These spreads turned out really fun, really simple to set up. And I hope you guys learned something and got inspiration from it. And I'm going to hand you guys out to the outro. Alright, that is it for this entire bullet journal basics migration video. I want to be very informative. I went into great detail trying to explain everything that went on, and I hope this is very helpful for all those bujo babies, because I know it is very daunting. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that big like button, and follow me on my social media socials here, Instagram and TikTok. That is 1089. Don't know how to do math sometimes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, my stationary fam.